Welcome, time for some art fun. Today I'm going to bring you with me and show you how I fit art in when I'm just too busy at work. So stick around. I'm sure you've noticed that I'm not posting as consistently as I used to here on YouTube. I used to post every single Sunday for over a year, and I've been skipping weeks here and there recently, and that's because I started this YouTube channel when I was part-time at work. And about a year plus into the YouTube channel, I started my own business, and it has been, knock on wood, very successful. And so I'm definitely full-time now. And I've had to make some tough choices about what to do with the time that I have. I have a lot of different interests and a lot of different priorities. I love spending a lot of quality time with my husband. He's my dear, sweet, wonderful love of my life, and I just love spending as much time with him as possible. I also love playing with my doggie, little Tuff here, who you see on the channel a lot. And obviously, I love doing art, and I love posting here on the channel. I also love journaling and writing and playing with my fountain pens and my inks, and I've been sharing a lot more of that particular hobby with you on the channel of late. And that's because I tend to focus more on the pens than the art when I'm busier at work, because it's just something that's quick and easy, and you can just write a quote or transcribe a paragraph from one of your favorite books, and you've felt like you created something and you've enjoyed ink moving on the paper and the colors on the beautiful pen, but it takes like no time compared to sitting down and doing art. So the other thing that I've noticed, I was doing a lot less art lately since I've been busier at work, and I noticed that it was largely because I work at home, and I work in my office, which is also my home studio. So I had made it originally a studio before I worked at home, and now that I work at home, it's both. And understandably, when I'm in the office, most days to work, I don't want to stay in the office to play. I want to do it somewhere else. So what you're seeing here, that first drawing that I did, that is what is that called? An armadillo lizard. And I had seen pictures of armadillo lizards for some random reason, as well as a bird. There's some kind of a bird that looks like a dragon too, all over Instagram lately. And I thought the bird and the lizard were just the cutest thing. But the lizard to me looked more like a dragon than even the bird. So I did draw the bird. I don't have a picture of it here for you, but it's in my sketchbook, and you'll see it when I do my tour eventually. And I also did that painting of the lizard armadillo, or armadillo lizard, who that totally looks like a dragon. And I love how it came out. And what I did was I asked my husband, just take me out of this house, anywhere else, some kind of a coffee shop or something, and I'll bring my sketchbook and my little travel art kit, and I'll do some art there. And that alone made a huge difference to my interest in and desire to do more art again. That particular painting of the lizard was at Corner Bakery. I actually took some footage of how beautiful it was, and I have all these mountain views from the Corner Bakery by our house, but I could not get the footage to work. I could not get it to arrive into my editing software, so I'm so sorry. I don't have those beautiful shots for you, but just imagine a gorgeous Corner Bakery with like surrounding glass with wall-to-wall views of the Front Range in Colorado. Just stunning. And so every time I wanted to take a break and look up, that's what I was looking at. This next one was actually at a hotel. So this is the hotel table, and I just took some time and did it there. This is in my backyard. So even just switching it up to be in my backyard, and there's little Tuff spending some time with me in his sunspot. Even just getting a change of scenery to my own backyard made a huge difference. And this time, because I was home, I remembered I could grab my actual tripod. So I took my tripod with me to take some of this footage. I also did I have another painting coming up at the end where I also had my tripod with me. This is just a little bear. It is based on a picture I took the last time we went up into the mountains. I believe it was in Frisco, Colorado. And they often have these like hand-carved animals, mostly bears, but sometimes moose and different like mountain-themed animals. And they're so stinking cute. But this was definitely the cutest one I'd ever seen. This particular store had a ton of little mini ones. Usually they're pretty big, and you're supposed to put them out in front of your front door, and they hold a sign that says welcome or something. Let me know in the comments if you've seen those, if you've ever been to mountain towns that have those. But I saw this particular one and thought it was just the cutest of cutes and wanted to paint it, wanted to use my super granulating colors. A lot of Daniel Smith going on here. This one's green gold. Below is Cascade Green and Green Apatite, some of my favorite granulating watercolors. And I missed using watercolor. I also miss using acrylic gouache and just straight acrylic too. But those are harder to do on the move. I know regular gouache people do out and about, much like watercolor, but I don't know about using acrylic gouache like my Holbein out in the wild. So let me know if any of you have used acrylics out and about, if there's any way to do that. I mean, even if it was just a limited palette of maybe 3 colors, but I worry about the water that you would need and where that water would go. And I usually just use a water brush here and wipe it off on my, what is it called? My cotton rag that I leave in my sketch kit, so I don't have to worry about dirty water and having to pour it out anywhere. There is no dirty water when I do this. So I don't know, let me know what you think. But I also really love using Posca pens or equivalent, so like the Grabby markers or the Art X acrylic markers I absolutely love because they have the brush tip. I've been doing that a lot on the couch because paint markers are so clean and easy to use and there's like no mess, where with watercolor there's almost no mess, but there's some risk of mess. So those art markers, watercolor with a water brush in my travel kit, Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s, also fabulous for traveling out and about, and fountain pen ink. Those are the things that I've really been focusing on just because of the convenience factor of being able to grab some materials, usually a limited set of materials, and a reference that I've been looking forward to painting or drawing, and just getting out of the house and going anywhere. Like, I've brought it to restaurants, I've brought it to coffee shops, I've brought it to parks, out in my backyard, there's like a little shared green in my neighborhood. I've done it there. Take my dog on a walk and just bring a sketchbook and one marker and sketch as I walk. I actually got that idea from a different YouTuber here on Art YouTube. I think it's like over a year ago. I can't even remember who it was. So yeah, I really have been trying to fit art in where I can and not put pressure on myself to do it in my studio, because I don't think of this as my studio right now. I think of it as my home office. And getting into a different environment, using it as a time to relax and decompress, and just having a zero pressure art. Like, it doesn't matter if it's good, it doesn't matter if I like it. I'm doing it in this sketchbook that was gifted to me. It's just to maintain the therapy that I get from doing art, and doing it out and about and in different locations also makes me feel very rejuvenated. So it's really, really nice. This last painting I'm going to show you here, this was actually a painting that I'm doing for a family member who lost their beloved pet unexpectedly. And I just wanted to paint that dog for them so that they could have it on a pillow or on a sticker or on whatever they want, and just remember that sweet little baby. So this was me painting that beloved sweet baby for them, and it was really, really sad. It's really sad when a pet goes unexpectedly and at a not super old age, like late middle age, I guess is what you would call it for a dog. I can't even think about what will happen to me when the time comes for my dog Tuffy, because I've had him since he was a puppy. He was a rescue, and I drove all the way to Nebraska to get him because I saw him on Pet Finder at a rescue out there, and I showed the picture to my husband and I was like, we must. And he agreed. So we drove a million trillion years to go get him. And I love him so, so much. And I just can't imagine, and he's 6 now. And that's technically middle age, I guess, for a dog. I mean, he's a small dog, so they tend to live longer. But I just can't imagine not having the buildup of knowing your dog's getting old and had a wonderful life and all of this. This dog had a wonderful life, but you're not mentally prepared to lose a dog that's that young. So, I mean, to me, 8 is really young. So anyway, this is the dedicated portrait I made for her, and I hope that she loves it. And I just wouldn't have had the time or the mental focus to make that piece for her if I hadn't figured out this trick about what gets me to make art is a change of scenery and the lowest of low pressure. And part of that low pressure is that I'm not putting pressure on myself to record full videos for you all. I have a ton of content on here, so you're not left high and dry. You can watch any of my, like, I think it's almost 200 videos at this point. And there are a lot of videos with lower views, so I know that there's a treasure trove out there for you to find. I'll be active in the community. I'm on Instagram, but I'm just not going to be posting videos as frequently, and just know that's because I'm willing to sacrifice content for this channel, but I'm not willing to sacrifice making art. And it's the difference between having time to make art and having time to make stuff for this channel. I know you would be super supportive of me continuing to make art. So I'll still be back and sharing with you, but just won't be on a regular schedule. So as long as you're subscribed, you'll see whenever I post anything. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a thumbs up and give me a comment with what you think and what you do to make sure you make time and mental space for your art. Until next time, remember, create something cute.